Hey, run the random. We get a Tella. And a magma key. Alright. Yeah, that's another kind of newish thing too, that you have the option to start with what's called a care package, where you just get you get some basic healing and combat items depending on the flag setting for it. And I know that the idea there is just to make it so you can just start going to do key item checks and stuff right away versus wanting to go look at shops. All right. Trade away Rat Tail. Eat Rubicante. Eat Deluxe. Forge Excalibur. And defeat Dark Imps. Spell Imps. Hey, dude. Yeah, the objectives are really fun, both to watch and to do. It just throws a lot of really kind of neat spins on the ball as far as how seeds play out. Yeah, 3 boss hunts probably is going to mean this is going to be not a terribly fast seed, but that's alright. Yeah, that's another kind of fun thing about the push B to jump mode from April Fool's Day this year, that you can just jump over that guy and spare him. Yeah, for anybody that hasn't seen this in a while, once I've completed those 5 objectives, I get the crystal. I don't have to either find or forge the crystal. Hey, Bandit Keith. Alright, let's go straight here first. So this is another thing. It's not really new anymore, but it's still a little new to me. If you bring Rydia to this ice wall, you get a random summon, which looks like okay. Cockatrice, huh? Alright. This will literally be my first time ever actually having the Cockatrice summon in my possession. Because, well, for starters, it actually doesn't work in the US version. It's supposed to be one of those mythical rare summon drops, but it just flat out is unobtainable in the US version of FF4. Only the Japanese version. So I don't even honestly know what it does. I mean, I would assume it casts Petrify on one or all enemies. Hey, Commodore. Yeah, shoutouts to Shalakitty and Boardface and the other developers for actually programming unique animations for that cutscene, depending on which summon you get. Nice French vanilla charm harp, by the way. That's what's in that chest there in the normal game. Basically summon for stun. Okay. Is it single target or multi-target? Multi? Well, that's... Even if it's multi, it still sounds like it's fairly limited use. Like, I would kind of rather have a summon that actually does damage. But I mean, could be useful for Dragon Egg grinding. This is what, Dark Imps? Oh, it's it's Alt Gauntlet. So yeah, and then another thing is that if you get the Fabul Gauntlet, instead of actually fighting the Fabul Gauntlet, you fight 6 random encounters from the area that you're in. Yeah, I mean, if Rydia actually had the MP to cast it, I could see it being useful. Hey, Lester. Thanks for the host, Moonblaze Wolf. Sadly, these level ups aren't going to help me actually cast Cockatrice, but eventually. Because I probably should have done the turtle. I'm assuming both of these are weak to ice, maybe not. Oh, my pleasure. Hey, Miss Kane. Yeah, that one's definitely weak to ice. I was actually trying to optimize this for speed, by the way. I would have reset. This is going to take a very, very long time at this point. Yeah, I was putting Tella in the middle position to try to boost his spell damage a bit, but in hindsight I really should have put Rydia in the middle to boost her accuracy. To actually hit stuff with the Assassin Dagger. Let's have some fun with Recall. I don't think Recall can do anything bad. Hey, nice. I know you can just flat out waste a turn using Recall, but like I don't think you can hurt yourself directly. Hey, Lord Micah. Yeah, I really, really like the idea of the Alt Gauntlet. I think it makes the makes this boss way more interesting, along with rewarding players for actually like having more knowledge of how to handle regular encounters that you don't normally see in Randomizer. Twin Harp. Oh, nasty music guaranteed. Alright, now for a big part of why I think a Telestart is a little underrated, that you start with Exit. Let's quick check. Yeah, it's certainly a lot more fun as a viewer to see Alt Gauntlet and like, yeah, and Ogopogo, I think, is literally the worst possible spot for it. Oh, did I? Yeah, did I save actually? Not sure I did. Hey, Shintek. Doing alright. See a stone. Yeah, I watched the finals today. It was a really fun match. Jerk. And I did not save well. Or no, yeah, I did. Okay. But you know what? Let us use a tent so that Rudy actually has MP. Hey, get cooped. Hey, empty eye. Hey, MJF, please. He changed. Hey, math guy. I didn't get a swoon. Alright, we got us a pig and we got us a white mage. Because I have exit, I'm gonna head over to the west side. Hey, D&D lock, it's going alright. I've also heard that life is all you need. Rosa, equip that. I thought the ninja hat was a lot more widespread than you'd think as far as who can actually equip it. If this ends up not being a realistic fight, I'll probably head underground. I know the pros, if they have early magma key, love to go straight underground because there's statistically better items to be found there. Everybody but DKC? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, same Sumi. That's taken me a very long time to get used to DKC being an acronym for Dark Knight Cecil. The one before that always threw me too was Neo X-Death being NED, because when I saw that I always thought about Ned Flanders. NXD. Heidi ho, neighborinos who wants to get erased diddly raced. If anyone's unaware, by the way, Kenatsu's weakness changes depending on his sprite. If he has his water shield, he's weak against lightning, and if he does not, he's weak against ice. But it's kind of a... This fight can be kind of a fun dance as far as trying to time your spells to hit his weakness. This is the bracket flag, so yeah, the same that were used for the finals. Pan. Alright, well that's definitely going to make going underground way more lucrative now. Yeah, I don't get to do a true single dip Fabul though, which is where I'd already have used the pan before you coming in the first place. Hey, Mad Dog Explosive. I haven't even checked Baron in yet, have I? Yeah, let's do that quick, I guess. Hey, Cypher, evening, sir. And we have a moon boss with one of the twins. Hey, bearded Irish gamer. Yes, I did catch the finals. It was really both that and yesterday's match were super fun. For sure, just Porridge. That's a. I mean, whatever mnemonic people can think of to tell the twins apart is fine by me. It's always still a struggle to me. Like when I used to play this more regularly, I would often just try to remember based on which side the ponytail was on. Yeah, I actually missed the last half hour or so live because of a phone call, but caught the VOD after getting back and did not disappoint. Yeah, what Math Guy said. I won't spoil who won, but I would definitely recommend checking it out. It should already be up on Limit Break, Twitch, and YouTube. Yeah, like I said, MTI, whatever mnemonic works for remembering how to tell the twins apart is A-okay by me. This is just for fun. I mean, the tournament ended today, and I mean, if I wanted to join the tournament, I'm like several months too late. I don't really honestly have much interest in trying to join tournaments for this, because I prefer, if I wanted to, mostly just because if I want to take it seriously, I would rather kind of devote that energy to doing vanilla FF4 speedruns. I get more enjoyment out of playing Free Enterprise pretty casually. Not really trying to optimize it for speed. Yeah. Vanilla FF4 is my main speed game right now, but I'll be getting back to FF6 and Chrono Trigger eventually. There is a Poexelmus in the sprite pool, but it's probably not the Poexel you know. FF4 for Limit Break is on the backup list. By myself, Rivers McCown, Penguinator, and Accident. Whether it's going to be a some kind of solo run or race just remains to be seen. That'll be figured out if it gets onto the schedule. Yeah, there's a lot of trap chests in the Sylph Cave. There's one trap chest. Hey, nice Sylph. There's one trap chest in this cave, though. Yep, yeah, you got it, MTA. Alright, so now that I know where the trap chest is, I can just loot the others for free. I've heard the lore, by the way, is that Keishira asked for a Poexel Zeromus sprite, and Shalakitty happily obliged, although not quite the Poexel that she wanted. What? Ah! What did I... Spacing out. Alright, third time's the charm. We will not get murdered by fiends this time. There aren't even the correct number of them, too. I mean, there's only 4 fiends in this world, not 5. I almost started at least walking towards the chest out of habit, but... Yeah, I mean, I do still want to improve my time at the Final Fantasy Legend by a few minutes, and I want to learn Final Fantasy Legend 2 in order to complete the trilogy at some point. Luca key. It's Sylph and Ashura. Do I have a guide? No, but I know where to ask if I need one. I know Shalakitty has a guide. At least for the glitchless category, which is the most competitive. Everybody's guesses on who the 5th fiend is correct, by the way, including Corndan. Alright, so we have Odin and Punch Monk, neither of whom are going to be at all possible to beat at this point. If you mean the next tournament of this, probably not. I don't really enjoy trying to optimize free enterprise for speed, which is obviously necessary if you're going to join a tournament. If I want to play this game kind of seriously, I'd rather do a vanilla FF4 speedrun. Just kind of keep free enterprise more for just a more casual experience. Hey, yes, Grunt. Let's talk to the random job dwarf. Alright, the menu boss is rearing its ugly head. Forklift and industrial truck operator, alright. Right, now let's check the item shop and sell some stuff off. Which whip is better, by the way? The Blitz Whip? Or I think the Blitz Whip is better than the Flame Whip. No, the Flame Whip is better, okay. I've got so much melee gear and I have no fighter. 2 slumber swords. Or any of that, really. Oh, is that the one that's in, like, the west tower where you have to, go through... You have to go back downstairs in order to get to the chest? Let's at least peek the boss spot here and then loot the treasure. Is this even randomized? It's so satisfying to be able to outspeed that dwarf on the left side, given what a jerk he can be in vanilla. Fred! Nothing of particular value there. Rune rings are nice, although I really save my money. I know one of the flags for this set gives you 25% sell value for items, so your money is generally going to be in much shorter supply. Am I playing on console? Yes. Playing this on a Super Nintendo Entertainment System with an SD2 SNES flash cart. So what am I doing here? I can just do this. Dathu's meta, as in peeking the boss spot and then looting the chest, or do you mean actually checking the weapon and armor shops? Alright, I guess... What exactly can I do anyway? Trying to think of what I can do that might get me a character. Oh, vanilla seeds, okay. They could really use a fighter type character. Like, well, I guess I could peek the Baron in fight, because I know it is a moon boss. Hey, Hidekia, welcome in. No. You unstone Palomemporum by progressing the story. Well, there's one of our objectives. I'll hold off on marking it off until I know that I'm keeping it, though. That's also correct. There's no way to save General Leo. I've never really taking a look at that, but yeah, as far as I know, it's a different sprite. Fun fact, by the way, the whatchamacallit, the sylph spell is bugged out so that it doesn't actually cost MP, as long as you have the MP cost for it. I think I can probably comfortably mark this down at this point, given that I'm going to be full healing after every hit. Or at least enough to survive a punch from the wall. Tower key. That's Porum, I believe. Alright. Well, now to do something I should have done earlier, which was to get the other pan items. I think we might hit ordeals. Unless this gives me some kind of good progression. Well, yeah, I did forget, although I was just kind of racking my brain on stuff to do other than try to go for ordeals. And then, oh yeah, I kind of didn't actually go back. Spoon! Alright, well that was largely fruitless. We've got ordeals and we have cave magnes. We'll do ordeals first to at least get Tella's spell list. Yeah, vanilla spoon, eh? Hey, Nwalmi, welcome in. Both of those events have been postponed. SGDQ was postponed until June, or no, August, and RPG Limit Break was postponed until October. Yeah, definitely have my fingers crossed that things have calmed down enough by August for a large in-person gaming event to be safe, but much we can do but wait and see. Radio becomes an adult if you complete the Dwarf Castle. Defeat the Kalbrana and Golbez boss locations. Vanilla, or French vanilla, Mylon-Z. Should be pretty easy cannon fodder for Sylph. And if you make Rydia an adult, she gets her Tier 2 summons for free, along with Tier 2 black spells and losing her white spells and the ability to equip staves. Do I have any thoughts on the sylph sound effect? Well, given that the virus sound effect exists in this game, that puts pretty much all other sound effects at a disadvantage as far as competition, but sylph isn't bad. Hey, Argent. Yeah, I remember hearing that at one point, Ralthian. Oh, this is too good. What a seed. Is all I have to say. Yeah, have elements inside the monument. Surprised we haven't gotten Oh My Body yet, given that this is like 3000 HP, some of which goes to the zombies. Next one should do it. Yeah, you know what? I was getting my thumb ready to mash the text he normally does when he falls off because of that vanilla sprite, too. Oh, did you clip my reaction? Thank you. Doing the good work. Pass. Pass does not actually count as a key item, but it's nice to have. And if I die, I guess we'll be starveiling instead. Glad I saved. Well, I do have one of my objectives kind of in hand, although I need the hook in order to actually give away the rat tail. And sadly, you cannot exit off of Mount Ordeals. Hey, BT Nubits. Yeah, the triple boss hunt is not really the recipe for a fast seed. That's for sure. The start for this was slow enough too that, I mean, I don't think there's any realistic way this is going to sub 2 hours. So I guess next up we're going to get nasty music. I think an item I never really appreciated much before was the mute bell, but from watching races by really good players, I've learned that there's actually there's some situations you can get into where mute bell is actually really, really useful. Three lightsabers. Yeah, we'd need, what, 6 in order to become General Grievous? On PSA, by the way, you can do this! Hey, Edmund. Yes, it is time. Were my memes about hearing Edward's theme from Final Fantasy IV finally take a break? I like. This sounds really good, jamming on the harp. Oh, nice. How are you liking FF6 so far? Even that isn't terribly effective. I guess we're gonna be whipping it good. Yeah, it's such a good game. There's a few things here and there that even I'll admit haven't held up the greatest about it, but I mean, yeah, just as a whole package, it's such a timeless classic. Yeah, I mean, just pretty much everything about the game really pushes the Super Nintendo hardware to its limits as far as just what exactly it can accomplish just purely with 16-bit sprites. Only I actually had a fighter, by the way, this fight would not be taking so comically long. Yeah, at least we got a good harp tune to jam to while I'm beating up D-Mist extremely slowly. Because yeah, this is a fight where Sylph is sadly useless because of this boss location having the highest magic defense in the game, at least 4 bosses. Because in vanilla game, you're meant to fight the Dark Elf with Cecil's Holy Sword, which exploits his weakness to the Holy Element. Man, it keeps going too. I didn't even think the original track had this many iterations. Oh, you even got a tempo change too. Man, who'd have thunk that Rosa would be my my main tank fighter character with the power staff. Seven came out on PlayStation first. It was ported to PC, or it came out on PlayStation in '97, and then got ported to PC in '98. I would have berserked Rosa long ago if it was any other boss. Alright, we're finally done. I like how both Rosa and Porum learned berserk there. Now watch this be a glass mask. Legend sword, well, which I do need for go mode. Spinach Rag from Final Fantasy VI by the god Nobuo Uematsu. I mean, the more I play the more time I spend playing these older RPGs, the more appreciation I get for what Uematsu was able to do with the limitations on what you can really do with music in a 16-bit console. Alrighty then, so that's that down. Are we really not able to do anything other than the Tower of Babel or the sealed cave? Like, do I have any sirens for grinding? Like what I like to say too is, I mean, just think about just how good the boss themes in this game are, and how kind of exciting they make. Literally, just you fighting a static picture of a boss that has 0 animations. Yes, we'll try crashing the tower first. Oh wait, missed turn in. Yes, thanks for the reminder. Yeah, I guess I could fight Vanilla Calbrenna. That's probably a better idea than the Tower of Babel. Well then, that opens things up a bit. I have a Gaia drum. No. I do have a Tella that I can give Medio to via Soma drop, though. Oh, hey, there's a Gaia drum, actually. Never mind. Speaking of Gaia drums. And yeah, the FF1 soundtrack for a game that was made in what, like 86, 87. Yeah, that's pretty far ahead of its time too, I'd say. If I actually had nostalgia for FF3, as in if I'd have played it as a kid, that would probably beat it out though. Or wait, what am I doing? I want to use the hook. Oh yeah, and then I guess I can get the Cave Eblon character. Like, I've watched speedruns of Famicom FF3, and it makes me happy that that you're able to skip encounters via using healing items and stuff, and so therefore that doesn't interrupt all the awesome music. I've never actually played the Famicom version though, just the DS version. Nah, I don't have a favorite Final Fantasy soundtrack. Uematsu was even able to make weaker games sound good, like FF2, which I will freely admit is my least favorite of the series. Oops, wait, and why did I not pick up my hovercraft? Have I mentioned it's been a couple months since I've actually played this? Alright, please be a fighter type character. I pretty sorely need that. Rune Ring is nice, though. I passed up on buying one at the Dwarf Castle because of not being able to afford... Well, not being able to afford more than one. Actually have any hourglasses, by the way. I do have the ability to cast Stop. Oh yeah, that was such a good run, by the way, that Rivers did in 2018. I was on couch for it too, and it definitely made me very happy to see all of his hard work on that run pay off. Yang eating. I remember that was by far what he was the most worried about actually working, was Yang eating vegetables. Oop. And I thought that was going to go to Tella. And I get punished for it. Yeah, if I'd have actually healed Tella, I think I would have made it. Well, it's my first time ever actually casting the Cockatrice summon in Final Fantasy IV. Even though I died, we can still call that some kind of momentous occasion. I like how the animation for learning it involved the ice getting petrified. don't think I actually bought anything, but I definitely sold some stuff. That. Oh wait, I bought a curse rank, that's right. The cockatrice summon is, it's in the vanilla game, but in the English version it's bugged out and unobtainable. It is obtainable in the Japanese version and the remakes, though. Hey, game dev. Yeah, there's also Imp, Mage, Bomb. I think that's it as far as the rare summons. What? Ah, why did I do that? Do I want to just try to kill them, or with stone? Probably my better bet, actually. Well, it doesn't matter now. Ah, come on! This is my second time doing this, too, as far as just forgetting where the trap chest was. Getting to fight the menu boss yet again. That's right, I wanted to buy some cabins too. Now I'm refusing to heal out of principle. If I open that chest a third time, I definitely deserve to reset. That second fight, it wouldn't have really mattered because of Tella getting bopped by 1 HP. Alright, we get us a ninja. Now I have at least one good weapon for him. Alright, I think our next stop is going to be the Dwarf Castle. Oh yeah, that's right, vanilla. Yet more vanilla. Well, if Datha's seed means lots of vanilla stuff, then yeah. I mean, the highlight of this seed for me so far was having French vanilla Mylon and Mylon Z on our deals. As in we had Z first and then regular Mylon. And oh yeah, and then there's these creepy things though, although we already knew that. We know it's not going to be vanilla Golbez though. We know that Golbez is in Upper Babel. You did hear vanilla, and you are seeing vanilla. But because of J items, this is going to be anything but. And I guess also because of having edge. Hey, Coach D. Now we know it's not Wyvern, at least. We're gonna get another fighter, because if so, I'm probably gonna trade up for duplicate Rosa. Oh, we get us a nope rope. Should be dead before another wave. Spot only has, I think, 3,000 health. I do want to. I need to keep in mind that I do have the spoon too, because one thing I try to. I really try to keep in mind is that there's often better uses for the spoon than Zeromus. Like CPU, I think, is often a good thing to throw the spoon at. Darkness. I think we will actually go hit up the moon quick, at least to get the free character, because I haven't done enough grinding yet for it to be guaranteed useless, even if it's Kmain or Cecil, both of whom I've got some good gear for. Insta-adults. I've never really thought of it that way, but that is too true. What unlocks the whale? The darkness crystal. You bring that to Mysidia, you get the lunar whale. I'm going to do the D machine grind. I guess I could, but I won't yet. I haven't actually checked every shop to see if sirens are in the seed yet. Having to do D-machine grinds in free enterprise hurts me a bit too, given how used to the super duper swaggy and optimized setup for doing it in the vanilla FF4 speedrun is. Having to kind of just kind of wing it in this is a little ouch. Hey! Alright. Hey, Tasty Beard TV. Thank you, thank you. Back row glitch him. Guess is the slumber sword or the lightsaber better? No, the lightsaber is, I guess. I'm like light hints are okay. Just I'd rather not have like heavy backseating, because like I know there's a lot of different ways I could play this to better optimize it purely for speed. But by and large, when I play free enterprise, it's fairly casual. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I mean, are sirens not in this flag set? I didn't honestly research it that thoroughly. Hey, Royal Blue. Sadly, no. I should stream a push B to jump seed at some point, though. I did play one of those offline after it came out, but I haven't actually done one on stream yet. Oh, only Kokals can have sirens? Okay. Push B to jump was a new flag released on April Fool's Day this year, where you push B to jump. You can jump like you can in Mystic Quest or Final Fantasy Legend 3, and that lets you do really wacky things like jump over NPCs and over like boss triggers and pits and stuff. You can also push B to jump in battle too, where literally any character in the game can use Kane's jump command. Hey, Twitch works. Doing alright. FF7 Remake is awesome. I highly, highly recommend it. I enjoyed it way, way more than I was expecting to. I've only finished chapter 1 on hard mode, but planning to resume that probably tomorrow night. If people want to talk about FF7 Remake, that's fine, by the way, but unlike the last stream I did, I'd prefer no like really heavy spoilers this time. Out of respect to people that haven't played it yet. The last time I streamed just a casual Escape Midgar run of original FF7, mostly just to talk about the remake, but since I'm playing FF4 this time, I'd rather keep it spoiler-free. Yes, I have finished it. I haven't platinumed it or finished hard mode yet, but I finished the main story. Like I said, I enjoyed it a lot. Oops, meant to do sylph there. Yeah, the whole like multi-part game thing was part of why I wasn't really honestly that excited for it before actually playing it, but after actually playing the game, I very much understand why they chose to do that, given just how enormous the budget clearly was for that game. Hey, Cheese Whiz. Adamant. Well, we got an Excalibur at least. But I guess now I can either do the sealed cave or I can go to the moon. 'Cause even though an Excalibur is going to pump up Cecil a lot, he's still level 1. I don't actually know what the budget for FF7 Remake is, but I mean, just the production value for the game is huge. I mean, the quality of the artwork, attention to detail, music, voice acting, all of it's just, I think, just so high quality that I fully expect it's the biggest budget game Square Enix has ever made. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like the best game I've ever played or that it's totally perfect, but I will say that there's very few like significant things I'd want to see changed, and that I'd it blew away my expectations for what a good HD remake of Final Fantasy VII would be. There's our sirens. Anything else I actually want here? Probably not. I guess I can keep the pro rings in mind as far as possibly coming back. Yeah, I'm kind of with Fang Olives. I mean, FF6 I think has aged a lot better than original FF7 as far as being a late Super Nintendo RPG compared to an early PlayStation 1 RPG. There's only just a few things here and there about Final Fantasy VI that I would want to change. I mean, aside from, like, well, bug fixes, I would also want to lower the random encounter rate. I think the encounter rate, not subject to any of the methods of reducing it via equipment, is a bit too high by modern standards for a turn-based RPG. I've mostly been streaming around this time on Sundays. Yeah, the minecart section does not look good at all. In fact, there's a brief segment in Final Fantasy IX that I view as an apology for the minecart section in FF6. I mean, if there was actually like a true modern remake of FF6, I'd want to see like some difficulty options too, just because I think if you know what you're doing, FF6 is way too easy. Just check the boss out of curiosity. Yeah, the color palettes in this randomizer are top-notch, that's for sure. I'm not normally a fan of palette swaps and ROM hacks of SNES games, but the recolors in this for the FAB flag were all hand-drawn. Yeah, Shalakutty drew them all herself. I like how there's a bunch of themes too, like Mega Man Sid is probably my favorite. I also like Red Mage Edward. Goth Rosa is nice too. Explode. Okay, this Cecil finally gets to level up. I would have just reset this, by the way, if I was really caring about my time. This is a fairly big time sink for very little value. Should have warped that floor. No, you can't reflect explode. Excalibur forged, yes. Yeah, which means I should check it off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't really have anything left to do besides go to the moon, although I think I will do a bit, though, is grind. If I played the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer, no. Doesn't just from watching it, it doesn't interest me quite as much as this game does. Was Cecil glitched? If you mean in that Bagan fight, it was. I know that there's some oddities with Berserk as far as how long it takes somebody that's Berserk to actually start attacking. I played FF6 Brave New World. No, I haven't actually played any randomizers for FF6 or ROM hacks. Period, I should say. This fails again. It's probably time to Zerk Cecil. What's in the egg? A yellow dragon. Or a surprise, in this case. Hello, so slow. I might not even need Berserk in order to two-shot it at least. Where did that egg come from? Right behind me, because it was a surprise. Oh, I swooned it. Nice. I'll do one more, I guess, and then head to the moon. Yeah, I've been asked that several times. I mean, I've actually been, for the past several years, I've actually been meaning to change to some kind of different avatar picture just because of having been Palmer forever and that I don't really stream FF7 anymore, but I just haven't out of laziness, and yeah, the thought of going to HD Palmer is certainly tempting, given that Palmer in the FF7 remake is just as awesome as the original. The only thing I'd say is a downgrade is that Palmer in FF7 remake puts butter into his tea instead of lard. You can't have Palmer without lard-flavored tea. Hey! Let's see if we get us another rare usage of the cockatrice summon. If I live, that is. Alright, I guess we're gonna do that again. Used the coffin earlier. Yes, they are. That was actually what I was trying to do with Tella. If he actually got another turn, was stop the last one. Yep. Dark Imps are certainly one of the easier bosses in Free Enterprise, but there are definitely places where they can still wipe you. Same for Water Hag too. That's another one that can be surprisingly dangerous. But there's actually quite a few bosses I think that are just absolutely awful if they're in locations that have very high physical attack. Jeez, they lasered down my characters that can one-shot them. Ugh. I should actually just attack with Edge to try to swoon one of them, I think. Oh, that's based on Ramza? I actually never would have seen that. Yep, once again, lasering them down. If only I had an hourglass, this would be free. I think I sold it, the Somber Sword. Alright, there. When they don't laser down my mages, then amazing how much easier this is. They can be life glitched, but you can't life glitch if you're using stone. Like, I could have life glitched the one that I used the coffin on, but when you petrify something, you're not technically killing it, so the life glitch doesn't work. Alright, so what is our value? It is the Earth Crystal. We'll stay on the moon for the time being. I guess I did kind of forget about, or what am I doing, by the way? I did kind of forget about going back to the Summon Cave, but I don't believe Rubicante was down there. I think it was, yeah, it was Dark Yang and Kenatsu. Both of whom very well could hold like Baron Key or or package, I guess, which both could theoretically be required to find Ruby. Zot bosses, do we? I mean, we know that, well, we know that one of the upper Fabul bosses is Golbez. The aforementioned Donkey Kong Cecil. Someday you will see. Ooh, that's nice though. The best staff in the game. In a French vanilla spot, I might add, in the vanilla game. I think it's in, this, not this screen, but the one before it. Like, this chest right here, I think is where the life staff is in the vanilla game. Yeah, I mean, based on the names that are in the credits, I'm pretty sure that this game was translated by employees of Square Japan that were bilingual rather than someone from the US. I do unironically love the version of that cutscene in the DS/PC versions, though. Cecil becomes a paladin. Whoever did Kluya's voice in that, I thought, nailed it. There's 3 different names under localization in the credits, and they all have Japanese-sounding names. No, not Siren, Kevin. Edge cutscene's decent too. Yeah, the radio one is just kind of chilling too. Rydia's voice actress certainly manages to pull off screaming "I hate you" in a way that doesn't sound just really hammy and silly. You do kind of buy that she's a little girl that just watched her mother die. Yeah, go for it, Trino. I don't need to fight this thing, by the way, but I am anyway, just for fun and experience points. I think it's just gonna be this one. I have to get up pretty early for work tomorrow, so I think this is just gonna be a shorter stream. What do I do for a living? Information technology. Baron key. Well, I'm glad that might be a requirement. Also, wait. Kind of didn't cash in the tower key either, even though I went to the tower because I kind of forgot that I had it. Oops. Well, and before that's where Ruby is, and I came to the moon for almost nothing. I could have just ditched it after Cave Bahamut. So we're gonna fight the rest of the bosses here for fun and experience points. Well, I've actually worked full-time from home for going on 5 years now, so my professional life hasn't really changed that substantially lately, thankfully. Easy. I would call that a bust. I realized value equivalent to the effort I put into that check. Although I guess Edge could throw the Ninja Star, although I also have a spoon. There he is. There's the leg man. Ow. Alright, so can I just go, like, finish this now, or do I actually need to level up some more? Some armor for Rosa, at least. Should probably put through a few more sirens. Yes, that is the most important question to be asked, although a few minutes away from asking it. Let's actually work on these things. I'm guessing not. No, okay. So still don't have hourglasses. There's actually a lot of version differences between the North American and Japanese versions of FF4. I think the simplest way to explain it is that in the North America version, they lowered the HP of pretty much all of the bosses, but they also took away a lot of your combat abilities and items. So a lot of people call the North America version easy type and the Japanese version hard type as a result of that, but I personally think the Japanese version is easier if you know what you're doing with the extra items and abilities. I think those make a much bigger difference than how much health most of the bosses have. And yes, there is, like Royal Blue, as they were just saying, there is actually a Japanese easy type, which is easier than the English version by a fair bit. I know it's kind of a version of the game that was specifically made in order to be for kids. Because in addition to changes to the game, there's also changes to the text in order to make it easier for kids to read. FF4DS is pretty much a different game that's set in the same world and has the same dungeon maps and stuff. The difficulty is a fair bit higher too. But yeah, there's just so much that's different in the DS version. That was actually my fault for not weaking the front row Gold Dragon. We'll do 2 more fights, and then we'll steamroll Zeromus and call it a night. PS Vita. The PS Vita version, I'd assume, would be the same as the PSP version, which is actually pretty. Which is the version of this game I would generally recommend to somebody that doesn't have nostalgia for the original, just because it's a very faithful port of the SNES version with prettier graphics and some quality of life improvements. Nation Breaker. Yeah, DS I would say is the hardest version of FF4. PC is kind of pretty much the same as DS, but also has a normal difficulty. Oh, it's because of the curse ring that he absorbed that. Yeah, like I wouldn't say it's a totally fair comparison to compare like FF4 DS and FF4 to like FF7 and FF7 Remake, but just because FF4 DS doesn't add anywhere near as much like extra story and dungeon content to the game as FF7 Remake, but it's kind of a similar idea. Is FF3 DS any good? It's kind of my understanding that the version of FF3 that's probably the most worth playing these days is the PC version. Do I actually have any like loose equipment I want to actually put on? I guess I can pop my Soma drop onto sure, you can have 10 extra MP. I guess not. I've never played Famicom FF3 myself. I mean, based on what I know about it, there's some things there's some very rough things about it, like you getting punished for experimenting with jobs, and yet you have to in order to get through certain dungeons, and then there's kind of a unfair difficulty spike in the late game. One thing I can speak very, very highly of about Famicom FF3, though, is the music. It's Uematsu chiptune at its finest. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen a PSP port of FF6 in the style of FF4 Complete. I mean, I don't think it was needed quite as badly as with FF4, just because the SNES version of FF6, I think, holds up better. But I'd certainly take that over the mobile/PC version of FF6. Where the only kind of major redeeming quality of it, in my opinion, is the monster artwork, which is really good. Right, and we get Jigglypuff. Okay, shows you how much I actually know about Pokemon. I don't think I've actually seen this sprite before, by the way, too. Get some better berserks off. And I'm really over leveled for this. This is not actually going to be much of a challenge. I also have no Baka Swine. Yeah, I'm on battle speed 1. Just because I wanted a shot at getting another Berserker heal off. Hey, Mineo, come in. I think that must have been phase change there. Maybe not. Yeah, there have to be at least 400 Zeromus sprites at this point. Okay, I'm definitely in second phase now. Zeromus has 61,000 HP. When you hit him to a value below 16,000, he refills him back up to full and changes his AI a bit. It's a way to kind of cheat around the memory size limits in early 16-bit games. This is going to be faster than I thought, although this could have easily had the potential to kind of be over 230 if I'd have had to go back to Earth to look for Rubicante, like to Baron Castle or the Super Cannon, which I forgot about. Alright, 21118. Yeah, Zeromus' Meteor has a very low accuracy and can often whiff completely. Thanks for the GGs, everybody. I like how Rydia managed to make it all the way through the seed, too, because I just didn't find that many characters. Because oftentimes Rydia or Tella gets ditched in favor of other characters later on, but that really the only character I dismissed in this seed was Porum. And then the only other one I think I found at all was a duplicate Rosa. Tella never stops gaining XP, but Tella gaining levels doesn't really matter that much, because like even at level 99, I think Tella still has comically low HP, and like he never gains MP from leveling up. Duplicate characters are possible depending on the flag settings, and I know in these flags you cannot have duplicates. If you find a duplicate, it just doesn't do anything, but in other flag settings you can have multiple copies of the same character. Yeah, same, Minea. I don't generally like to play with duplicates if I'm just playing with whatever flags I want instead of a preset package like this was. Yeah, I mean, this is by far my favorite randomizer, the only one that I have any real interest in playing more than once. At some point I might try the FF6 Worlds Collide randomizer at some point, but as of now I'm I'd rather do vanilla game speedruns and then this for fun every once in a while. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, Dryzelizer. My advice to anybody wanting to play this themselves is just the first time you do not in any way try to speedrun. Just have fun, just exploring the world and fighting, like, yeah, exploring the dungeons and fighting the bosses and stuff. Yeah, and oh yeah, talk to NPCs too. Every NPC in the game has had its text replaced with either with tips for playing Free Enterprise or with memes. Yeah, there's a link to the both the Free Enterprise website and Discord server. I know there's a channel for newbies in the Discord too for getting help. Yeah, Link to the Past is the only. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. Because I've played bits of other stuff, at least offline, but I did play a complete suite of Link to the Past Randomizer a few years ago, and I've watched a lot of runs and races of it by friends. Oh wow, David. I've toyed with the idea a few times of playing Super Metroid Link to the Past Randomizer, but then I remember that having to play Super Metroid without movement upgrades that you're expected to have, it just does not sound fun to me. Like, I actually very briefly toyed with the idea of casually learning to speedrun Super Metroid long ago, but then I tried to wall jump, and that was the end of it. And also the fact that if you die, then that's GG. Unlike in something like, I don't know, Donkey Kong Country games, where you have extra lives, and if you die, you can still keep playing if you want. Yeah, I mean, like, why can't wall jumping in like in any platformer game be like in like Batman on the NES, where it's where just doing it at all is pretty easy, but there's still a fair bit of challenge in optimizing it. Oh dang, I was thinking about raiding Sumdiner, but it looks like he just finished, along with getting a pretty monster PB at Dragon Warrior 4. Oh, nice. I know who we're gonna raid, though. Somebody I haven't gotten to raid in a pretty long time. Yeah, Nobuo Uematsu did the soundtracks by himself for every Final Fantasy up through 9. He's been somewhat involved with everyone since then, although, like, newer games, I think he generally just does like the credit song. Like, I believe he only did the credit song for FF7 Remake, although, I mean, over half of the other soundtrack is arrangements and remixes of his work on the original FF7. Morph ball behind Crocobire. Ouch. Just ouch. Yeah, I was I was saying earlier. I mean, these the more time I spend playing these older Final Fantasies, the more appreciation I've gained for just how amazing Uematsu's work is, as far as just the kinds of kind of emotions he can convey, and with a very limited set of instruments and like limited sizes of music tracks and like the numbers of them that can fit onto a cartridge and stuff. And I mean, not just him too. I mean, other composers for these games like David Wise, Hiroki Kikuta, Yasunori Mitsuda, Koji Kondo. Oh yeah, we're coming up on, there's a scrub named Poexel in the credits for this game now. Yeah, Uematsu was involved with Chrono Trigger, but the main composer was Mitsuda, like Mad Dog said. Yeah, Shimamura did Super Mario RPG. She's done a lot of other stuff since then, but yeah, I would say Mario RPG is probably her best known work on the SNES.